BYU Football All Access with head football coach Bronco Mendenhall. Coach, we'll start with this. I don't know that I have ever seen you smile as big as you did after the Texas game.
Dang, my mouth is still sore. Those muscles hadn't been used for a while, and so it's something you have to train for.
Take us to that moment right after the game when it sets in. You shake hands with Charlie Strong, and you look at the scoreboard, and it's 41-7. What's going through your mind at that point?
It was a little bit surreal, but really what made me smile, I was watching our players go to the section of BYU fans that were in the stadium, and they weren't just going on the surface and reaching up. They were actually in the stands for a while, and that was fun. A lot of smiles and a lot of just sense of accomplishment, and by our coaches as well. So it was fun to see that, just other people really enjoying what they're doing.
In our day and age, style points matter. And when you go into Austin and you beat a Texas team that, quite frankly, had a year to dwell on what you did to them in Provo last year, and it ends up 41-7, the nation takes notice. And now there's just been this media firestorm of watch out for BYU. Do you like the position you have within the national media?
I think what I like is that we have attention, and that's positive for the program. It's positive for the university. It's positive for a lot of things in a lot of areas. However, it's really a one-game season, and that's Houston. And then after that, it will be a one-game season, and that's whoever we play after Houston, and et cetera. And if we do that, and we continue to keep that approach and staying in the present and really focusing at the task at hand, then I think the attention and the interest will just build over time. If we don't do that, then it could fade as quickly as it comes.
You're ranked for the second time in this era of independence. There have been 52 AP polls. This is the second poll BYU has been ranked. What does a national ranking ultimately mean for a program that is independent?
Well, I think it's credibility, I think it's respect, and I think it just is reflective of inclusion by those that are esteemed to be knowledgeable in the area, and so it never hurts to gain attention and garner attention through how you've performed. Again, it's only week 2. If it's week 7, if it's week 8, and folks still feel similar, then it will be even more credible.
How have you learned to manage a short week? You've done this a number of times. You've played on Thursdays and Fridays a number of times with this BYU program. What works?
So we've had a really strong record after the first experience I had here at BYU, which was just a disaster. And Colorado State, they had a really good quarterback at the time, and a very good team, and they beat us. I was the defensive coordinator and an assistant coach at the time. They beat us 50-something to not very much. And I just learned, man, you have to cut way back in terms of what you try to get accomplished, and then simply the idea of practice models, meaning Monday's a Wednesday, Tuesday's a Thursday, and then try to hold fast and put it in those reference points to your players to give them some sense of, wow, we've already missed 2 days, this is this day, and that builds a sense of urgency, not panic, but then just it gives them a clear idea, we have this amount of work to do in this amount of time. And so if the coaches give the right amount of information and the players put in the right amount of work, then you've got a great chance.
How do you prepare for a team like Houston, who you saw last year up close and personal? Clearly they have offensive weapons. Their top 2 rushers, top 2 receivers back. Their quarterback, John O'Corn, is back. But now they're playing in Provo, and you see them lose to Texas San Antonio and struggle. So what team do you prepare for?
The best team. So in between the loss to San Antonio, or in between them moving the ball, they turned it over 6 times. And so they're still really dynamic and really capable, and I don't expect 6 turnovers as something that they just brushed under the rug. I'm sure they addressed it as they scored 47 the next week, and they were a strong team a year ago. They were a bowl team. When we played them, they were undefeated, and I think had won 5 or 6 in a row, and so we got them at a really hot time. So I think we prepare for that team, and that team is a really good team.
Well, now they get you at a hot team. Where is the confidence level of your team going into this Thursday night matchup?
Well, our team is confident, but they're also, I would say it's kind of a humble swagger, meaning that they're workmanlike and they're grateful that things have gone their way and they put in enough work so far, So they feel confident if they continue to hold things together, but they also realize that's a fine balance and it could disappear as quickly as it's come.